Welcome back to Live at the Roxy, guys. Very special guest who's playing the air guitar oh so well right now. Coming over from Geekbomb and, of course, Quibi. Maude Garrett in the house.
Okay. That was such rock happening in your intro.
I know, but now it's a whole thing now. It's a whole thing because apparently other people are using that song and there's a whatever. It's a royalty-free song. That means we can all use it. That means it's royalty free, so it's people having ownership over it free. That's the deal with the internet when you don't want to pay for things, which I never do. Maude, the people have been asking and asking for you. And I've been awkward about it. And
we found out why it was so awkward. I was like, it's so not hard. Just shoot us a text. Like,
no, yeah. So I shot Maude a text, and I just didn't get that response. And then I think you commented on one of my Instagram things, and you were like, "I hear you have something to ask me," and I was like, "I know. I'm so awkward." Like, and I was like, why is she saying this here but not there? And what's happening? And so finally, I just DM'd you and was like, "Hey, babe. Yeah. Just curious, like, no big deal if you're not, but like, did you maybe see my text?" And you were like, "No, what text?" So I got down to the bottom of it, and that's how you are finally here. But you weren't ditching me.
You were texting the wrong number.
I was
the number that I had. Yeah, and
did you have to change for a reason? Was there an issue?
Someone, felt like being Sherlock on the internet was really fun. And I'm like, no, it's not, because I've got to change everything. And now everyone who's trying to get in touch with me is reaching out to an old number and they're pissing off the person that has the new number and no one wins them. And that kind of stuff happens on the internet. And I've had to move house. So let's just not do that anymore, please.
That's the worst. And also, I don't even know how to because I've had similar situations take place with me. I don't even, when some people respond like, "This is the life you chose."
No.
You are I absolutely did not motherfucking choose that. Like,
sorry, I've got the comments up, so now I can read them.
Ooh, she's looking at what you guys are saying. Yeah. So be nice and don't be weird and don't make us move or change phone numbers. We appreciate that. Just like life lessons here. Maude, so first off, what's going on with you? You are obviously stay at home right now.
Yeah.
We just got word that stay at home is possibly through July into August here in LA, but obviously you're shooting a major production for Quibi right now. What does that look like? I know you've been shooting from home and killing it.
I'm the busiest that I've been in about 3 years.
That is crazy.
After I left SourceFed in 2016, I've been freelancing. And freelancing is, equal parts. Yay, I have so much freedom and I can sleep in and I've got more time and this is all great. But also I never know when I'm going to get work. So it's that thing where it's like, the best and worst of both worlds. And that was all fine. Like, I was enjoying freelance. I did notice, though, that when you're not really attached to a project and when you're flitting about, that you become a little bit more stagnant across the board. And so,
what do you mean by stagnant in terms of like
numbers, views, growth?
Yeah. Okay.
In like the social and creative sense, where views and all of that matter.
I know.
It just plateaued for a couple of years. And then a job came around for Quibi, a Rotten Tomatoes show for the new platform. And I mean, I wasn't even the first choice for that. And every single person in LA was throwing their hat in the ring for it. Because I think it was, for me, it was personally time to get something that was a little bit more stable. And then that started when I was on set for 2 days.
Wait, why do you say you weren't the first choice for it? You know, they sent out another offer before you?
2 of my friends got the job and turned it down. Yeah. And then while I was negotiating the contract, more friends were going in for the job just in case I also wanted to turn it down.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely went out for that too. Everybody and their mother was going out for that, but that's why it's so impressive you landed the gig. I didn't know that there were 2 other offers out before you, but I'm still really proud of you and happy for you.
Oh, thank you. It was one of those contracts where you're like, oh, Quibi, that's not how this works. So there's a lot
Yeah.
of like,
Wow.
gloves off in those. But
Isn't it funny when you know everybody in this space? So like you're just
well,
aware.
that's what I was going to say about it. Like back home, there were so few jobs that it was incredibly competitive. But here in LA, like the people that got the job, like I work with one, I do content with another one, and we are all such open books and just, so supportive of each other. And it's not an ugly thing to be like, oh, I actually went for that and I turned it down. That's not like, oh, I don't feel good enough. It's just like, it wasn't for me, but it's probably great for you. Or, I just showed up to the audition. I didn't even know if I wanted the job yet. And I think because there are so many more options, and I'm still trying to get used to that, where I'm like, I'll say yes to anything, because I've been conditioned to think that there is only one job per person out there, if that.
But from the outside perspective, I feel like you've been very choosy about your career. I mean, I don't find you to be somebody who just says yes to everything. You're not that person that I see like doing every single thing, no matter what it is, ground floor, top floor. I feel like you have made very strategic moves. Has it not felt like that?
It's weird. No, this entire time I've just been treading water over here. I think like having to make that adjustment, like I was big fish in a little pond. And so coming over here, being a little fish in a big pond, like I've just been swimming this whole time. Like I got my dory on, just keep swimming.
When did you come to this pond? Can I even call it that? This pond? I'm trying to play off the words you played off of.
I love a metaphor. I'm starting to call them metaphors because it's just like, what?
Ooh, a metaphor. That's good. Yeah. But you're more of a pun person, I feel. Yeah. Metaphor pun.
Yeah, metaphor is technically the pun of
Okay, well, you're just quicker with that than I am.
I'm drowning now. I came here in 2013, January 2013. So I'm coming up to 7.5 years.
Does it feel like that?
No.
Feels like longer, shorter, both?
The advice I've been giving all of my friends in their late 20s, like this is the kind of advice where I'm like grabbing their collars and shaking them and being like, you don't understand it now, but 29 to 34 happens like that. It was so fast.
Wait, you're speaking to me. I'm about to be 29, so that's me. Tell me, shake me. I need it.
So fast.
I don't want that. How do I slow it down?
I don't know. I'm trying so hard. It was a lot. Like I remember 29 like it was the other day, and I was like, I've got so much time. Like I was making some choices. I remember leading up to turning 30, I did that thing. I think it's because, when we're younger, 30 seems like such a milestone where you're supposed to have your shit together. And so I quit SourceFed, moved out of home, like where I was living. I rescued a dog, and I broke up with a boyfriend. Like I did all this.
You did all the things. You did every single one of the things.
Yeah, wow. And I know a few people that they just do that like shake up when they're about to hit 30. And I did all that, and then I was like, cool, now I can like figure things out.
Okay, but again, where I'm sitting, you figured them out. Like if I can be where you are one day, I'm going to be so stoked. Yeah, so I know it doesn't feel that way, but like
all figured out.
I feel like you've so figured this out. I mean, the Quibi thing is massive. Like to hear that a couple people turned it down is so crazy to me because I feel like that's such a
daily show. That's the hard part. It's
hard. Yes.
A week. So I think like that. If anyone was a host and actor, they realized that would probably, stop
eliminate.
Exactly. So it really had to be a perfect fit in that role because it can be a little bit demanding. I vowed to never work full time again. And the good thing about this one was it only supposed to be a couple of hours a day, which was great. And in fact, the topic really enhanced all the other aspects of my life, like Geekbomb. So it was like really worked hand in hand well together. And it wasn't like it was only going to be beneficial for me.
So what's going on with Geekbomb right now? Are you able to still really focus on it, or has it been challenging?
Well, lockdown, I have become more and more creative, and I figured that I'm doing all of this watching of content for the Quibi show, Fresh Daily. And I do something at Geekbomb called Power. It's an acronym for playing, watching, and reading. And it's all about sort of sharing with the community what you're doing and making recommendations. So I was just like, all right, well, let's get a Power weekly show because I am playing in my downtime. I'm watching for work and I'm reading for book club. So it was just like kind of like the perfect piece to just expand on what I was already doing. So Geekbomb's, the busiest it's been. We are the official after show for Nerdist Book Club.
That's awesome.
So good. And we have the weekly Power Show with Trisha Hirschberger, and that's been amazing because I wanted to work with her for like 5 years. And
she talked about it when she came on here. She said it was the first time you guys were working together. I had no idea. I feel like you guys are a dynamic duo. So that's so crazy to me that this was the first.
We bonded a lot, like over a lot of conventions, and every time we were at the same thing together. And then we started inviting each other as plus ones to things as well, because she gets it, like she knows that she has to take the photo and get the caption and get all that kind of stuff. And she's a really, really good person to have, by my side in a lot of those things. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to kind of share experiences with her. And she's just such a real, authentic, and amazing person. And we have shit tons in common. So to do the show together was just great. But I'm really, really surprised, and I've had only good experiences with this little clique of amazing women who are in this geek space, whether it's over video games or movies and TV. And like when I do see the same faces at all the same auditions and we're all going for the same things, I think it's absolutely fantastic. And the attitudes that everyone has is, well, I'm so grateful that if it's not me, it's you. And I feel like I just never had that in Australia, where it was knives in backs all the time. Yeah. And so to have that here, like, I'm just so impressed with just this sisterhood that's happening here. And I feel like it's not so competitive, and it really is celebratory. And I think that that's such a testament to this industry, which is supposed to be the most cutthroat in the world. But I'm also noticing that, like, if I had to recommend someone for a job in this space, I can think of 10 amazing women that are overqualified, know their shit, are really great on camera, that will kick it out of the park, that are so amazing. And I'm struggling to find as many guys that I think have all of those qualities that the women do. I think that we are outshining.
I feel very similarly. And honestly, not that you got my text, but I did send you one after you booked it, because I legitimately, like, when I see something like that, I'm like, if it isn't me, and even more so, I was like, she's perfect for this. And it actually makes you feel better about when you don't get something, when you know the person who does, because like, oh, that's what they were looking for. No shit, she should get the job. That's fucking perfect. And like when you actually care about somebody's career. But I feel the same way. And one of the companies that Rotten Tomatoes I've been doing work for, and they asked me for some recs for a show. And I was like, oh, she would be great. She would be great. She would be great. And then it was like, perfect. Like, are you guys? And I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, totally. No, yeah, he would be good. Like, but really, it was like girl. And that's so cool. So companies really can't use it as an excuse anymore. Like, but none of the women were qualified because there's just too many of us. And
I also think it's ridiculous that it's like women are taking over in this space. They're all fake nerds. It's like, no, oh my gosh, that is so not the case. Like the women, like, everyone who's in that role just knows their stuff. And I think it's like, even like, I'm not necessarily as informed with, let's say, esports. So if I was approached for that, I feel like I'd be like, you know what? Yes, I could do it, but this person would be like really, really great. And I feel like that's happened with me, where someone's had a job and they're like, yeah, but have you heard of Maude? Because this is actually her specialty. And I feel like there is more of like not like a swapsies, but
looking out, I get it.
You'll get,
Why do you think that we've found that here, and why do you think you didn't find that there? You have no idea?
I didn't know it existed. I know that because there are a lot more jobs and there is a lot more niche within the jobs. I think that's where it's beneficial. And I think it's like, if we say no to something, it's not the last thing that's ever going to exist, and then when you do recommend a person who's amazing, then they will help you in that same regard. Like, it's just a lot more. I feel like the competition's kind of been taken out a lot more than especially what I was facing back home, where there was literally one gaming show, like video game related show, that existed at all. And I was told to shut up about anything nerd based because it would cost me like 30% of the jobs. And I was 27 being auditioned for breakfast morning shows where I had to talk about baby formula and, do we need more fiber in our diets? And I was
Do we, Maude? Do we?
everyone needs more fiber. That's another thing that you'll find out when you're in your 30s.
I feel like I'm finding that out right now. I have my issues are not good. They're not good. Just saying. I don't want to sidetrack us too much, but just as you were talking about people in this space, I do have to ask you because I haven't been able to keep in touch very much, and I just want to check. Alicia Malone, how's she doing right now? She's killing it, right? I see her like always slaying.
So she's someone that I admire so much, where it's like she has had the career goal and it's been so crystal clear to her. And she's been able to kind of navigate her career that anything that she does leads towards the goal.
And anything geek related, she was like, no, that's not exactly me. I'm movies, not geek. Yeah.
And she was able to be, and oh my gosh, she was so, again, when we're talking about, yeah, I could do it, but you really want to reach out to Maude. And I've done that as well, where I've gotten a job and I'm like, that's so great. Thank you so much. But actually, Alicia's an expert in this field. And then it's up to the client to do whatever they want with that information.
So you guys are still like this? You guys are
great.
Still, good. Yay.
And it's like seeing her now that she's had TCM flourish and become the person that she's always like destined to be is just beautiful.
Oh,
and
it's huge.
It's so easy to be proud. Yeah.
I know I have tons of questions for you, but I can't just be selfish. I have to talk to the people, and you guys have questions. I see them flowing in the Super Chat, in the Streamlabs, and on the Patreon. So let's start with this first one coming in from Dizzle, who said, please, ladies, tell me one fun fact about both of you. A fun fact. I'm never good at these like party questions, where I feel like I should be like, boom, this is what's fun about me.
I think my record is 72 double unders in a row. Jump rope.
Double under?
So you jump and the rope goes under twice.
Oh,
72? Yeah, I think that's my record.
Okay. I won in middle school a bubble blowing competition. I could blow like by far and away the most massive bubbles. It's a finesse, not a speed, just as a warning to all you guys who are trying. It's gotta be a steady flow of air. It can't be a push it too hard. So you're going to want to first start. You got that. And then, next, perfect. But it was like so crazy because afterwards all the middle schoolers were literally doing what you just did. How did you just do that? Yeah. You just got slow and steady. That won me over some friends. So fun facts. Larry, guys, hit that like button. I've been sick now for 2 weeks. I think Larry had the Rona. We think that he did.
Test. So I had flu-like symptoms randomly one night, and I couldn't sleep because I was aching so much.
When was this?
I did a lot of research. This is about 3-4 weeks ago, and I found out that you can do drive-through free corona tests. So I booked in the next day. It was so effortless and easy. And within 2 days, I found out the results and I was negative, which is great. I think I was just a little bit worn out. But yeah, I think. But
this is what, so a doctor friend, the doctor that I spoke to said that because did you self-administer the test?
Yeah, you gotta.
He says that a lot of the negatives are false negatives because the same thing is anytime you went to go get strep tested, you know how they stick that popsicle stick down your throat and then do it? Yeah. A lot of people aren't getting far enough down your throat to actually get the culture. So I'm sure you were. I've seen you chug champagne, so I know you can do that. But to anybody who does go and do that, it's a little bit
it's sensitive for some people, and they're not like, yeah, and I understand it. And there's no like person going, no, that's not it, and they're not, a professional's not administering it for them. So I get that. There's
right, you just want to make sure. There's so many. And I
was reading a tweet where it was like someone's father was in the ICU unit suffering from corona, and they were coming back with negative tests for corona. So
I don't even understand how that's possible. I mean, I guess I get it, but I know we have the antibody test coming and there's still things coming, but I just keep hearing that this is coming and this is coming. When, where, what? Yeah. I feel very helpless.
There was a pandemic team that had put steps into.
Where'd they go? Where'd the pandemic team go?
They got fired.
That was good. That was a smart choice, I feel. Great. Moving forward, Kevin Brown. Yay, it's Maude. That's so true. Really like the Dune book club you've been doing. Talk to me.
What? oh, this one, isn't this the most beautiful book?
It really is.
Yeah, they
It
brought out a
really
new,
is.
I think, cover for the movie that's going to come out, and so I think that's why everyone's like got June on their mind. I say June differently.
Yeah,
Getting a lot of
why do you why does yours have a J?
well, it's like a soft D. It's not. It's like halfway between a D and a J. It's June, not
No.
June. Can you hear the difference? So there's June and June.
Yes, totally. That's what I was thinking
June's
too.
like Dyoon. June.
June.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're saying like Django. June.
Yeah.
June.
Yes. There you go. Django. Yes. There's a D there. It's just sneaky. But we've been reading that one for Notice Book Club. We extended, usually we do a book a month. We've extended this to 6 weeks because he's a chonky boy.
Yeah, that was huge. How many pages is that?
Well, I mean, this is a big book with big-ish text, and we're looking at, just a cheeky 658 pages.
It's one of the worst parts of me. I cannot do that. If I see that, I get so overwhelmed. If something is more than 250 pages, I'm like, who has time for this? What are they asking of me? I do Audible stuff all the time. I love Audible.
Yeah.
But I got to say, since I haven't been driving, I haven't been doing it as much.
Oh, I have a dog, so morning and evening walks. And I listen to it before I go to bed because I should be reading before I go to bed. But like as I'm drifting off, I'll put it just to the end of the chapter. So I have someone reading me to sleep.
That's really cute. Should I get a dog so that I read more books?
You should get a dog, full stop.
Oh, I just don't. I don't know how to take care of myself, Maude. I do not know how I would take care of a dog.
It's the best. It's so good.
I want to so bad, but I'm so scared that something would happen to the dog because I'm incapable of like.
Well, there's a lot of people in the world who shouldn't be having kids and have no idea how to take care of them, and yet they're still doing it. You just figure it out real quick. And I am on, now that you have my number, I'm on speed dial for all of the dog helps and needs. But where's my baby? She's just been
She responds to a whistle.
Yeah.
Oh, did I just do it? I was really struggling the other day with that.
That was, you're getting there. Getting worse.
You would think I couldn't blow a bubble, but I can. Dizzle also said, change my number. Someone blackmailed me for racy video.
Dizzle.
Wait, what does that even, how does changing your number help that? And also, yikes.
That's a not fun situation to be in.
No, that sounds brutal.
People.
I hope that it worked out for you. Let's go over to the Patreon, get some questions over here from the patrons. Obviously I should have it pulled up, but you know, I never do these things where they're loaded correctly anyway. Glenn Caesar in here says, hello, Roxy and Maude. Happy Monday. It's great to have you on live at the Roxy. Maude, thanks for joining Roxy and virtually hanging out with us today. I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of the conversation, and I'm sure it will be interesting and fun. And I'm glad that you're a member of the Rockstars band. That was the first part. Thanks, Glenn, as always. Then he said, Maude, who's your favorite comic book character, either in a book, in a movie, in a TV show, and do you have a favorite story arc around that character?
There's something about Dick that I love. I am talking about Nightwing. I think
Mr. Grayson.
Yeah. I mean, I have a type, and Dick Grayson is 100% my type. But I really like the fact that he's a Robin 2.0, but it's more about bringing Batman back to his roots of being a detective. I really, really like that. And I also, I think, liked that he wasn't completely blown up in the mainstream arena, because he wasn't, like, Harley was never on the big screen or much in television. I guess the Batman animated series is when we first saw her come to life. But that was kind of nice that we didn't have an actual person associated with it. And we still haven't really. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's the closest that we have, because it was insinuated in one of the Batmen that he would take the mantle.
Right.
Yeah, I think that Dick Grayson's like a really great character.
But he's legit, like, if you could pick a boy toy from any comic books, he would be your boyfriend, because I feel like you would be so fed up with his shit.
He's so pretty.
I know, but come on.
That, Roxy, is the crux of all of my issues that I have.
We just got down to the bottom of it just here. Yeah.
But they're so pretty.
I hear that. Weston says, have no fear. Hashtag Rod is here. So that's our ship name, I guess.
More like Thick Grayson, sorry, says Thunder God.
They do good ones. In honor of National Walnut Day, I hate walnuts. What's a holiday that we shouldn't have to do? And what's a holiday that you would replace it with? I might replace Walnut Day with Gaming History Day or the Matrix Day. Hashtag power up. I love that ending. So today's National Walnut Day. I don't really understand all these national days.
I'm not a walnut person. Out of all the nuts,
I like a walnut. I think it copies from the pecan too much.
I prefer pecan over the walnut. The walnut's just like a pressed pecan.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't
Pecan
really
with
know.
the pecan.
If your favorite nut is a walnut, it says something about you. I'm not exactly sure what, but something. I am okay with replacing the day, but I don't know what fucking day I'd replace it with. A different holiday?
National Dog Day.
There's got to be you don't think there's a National Dog Day? There's got to be that too. There's a National Everything Day.
Animal days, because I feel like every other day I'm finding an excuse to post Zelda. I'm like, oh, it's you named your dog something cool day.
Yeah, there's everything. So I don't know that I could create anything that isn't already out there. If there's not like a Sour Patch Kid Day or a Skittles Day, I do think it deserves its own day. Both of them, because I'm into that. But you guys let us know, what national holidays are you hoping come to light in the near future? People have too much time during quarantine if we're creating too many national holidays, though. Let's go to the Streamlabs. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Morse code Z says, been a fan of Queen Amidala. Amidala. Wow, that took me a second.
Nickname.
And her puns since Jedi Alliance, and it's great to see her here. That said, why isn't Sam making a cameo? JK, looking forward to a great show. Sam came on the show. And
hasn't Basher been on?
Yeah, he did make a cameo. What are you guys working on anything right now?
Yeah. Is he supposed to just walk?
Like if Maude's here, is Sam supposed to be there too? You guys do a good thing together though.
We did the Smodcast for 2 seasons, which was just fun, but it's not a quarantine-friendly kind of show, because the real appeal was that it was 2 friends sort of like lying down looking up as if they were just like stargazing and shooting the shit, and you can't really do that. But we also did like one-offs things for Geekbomb, like we did another Drunken Riddles video. I remembered afterwards why we don't do those. Got a little sick. And then we also have done a lot of drinking in Fungeons and Flagons. One time too much, he had a little spew.
No way.
Yeah, in the bathrooms afterwards. Shit. Yeah, but neither of us could remember what had happened in the episode.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
what are your drinking habits right now during quarantine? Mine seem to go like this.
Yeah, at the start it was like, oh, it's 7 o'clock, it's wine time. Oh, it's 5 o'clock, it's wine time. And then I was just like,
1 p.m. All right.
I was like, reel it in, stop using alcohol as a reward. And so I'm like, a couple of nights a week, if I feel like it, I might have a wine watching the show that I'm supposed to be talking about the next day for Quibi. But, another fun fact, Roxy, about being in your 30s, you get hungover on 2 glasses of wine.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling that too. So I hope it doesn't get worse. It's gonna. Oh, my hangovers already hurt. I'm not a good drinker anymore. I used to be so good and pride myself in it. And now I have a couple, and the next day I'm like, my skin feels dry. My head is pounding. I don't want to get out of bed.
I feel like,
That's the perfect description. How do you spell that? Yeah, let me write that one down.
I got it.
More questions coming in. Ira says, we need more Rod in our lives. Wow, is Rod going to stick for us? I don't know if that's our ship.
What, Rod?
How many years away do you think we are from Ready Player One being a reality, especially post-pandemic? What do you think?
I've been joking about this in a way, because it's like we just had the footage of what PlayStation 5 gameplay is going to look like, and I was like, the next step to take is to head into the Oasis. We already have haptic suits. That's something that's reality. We already have face headsets. I don't know if I'm excited or not about being like hooked up to this like 360 treadmill and then being linked into a harness where you can run and jump and it all happens in game. Because I always had this
Oh, I
theory
love
where, like,
that. That
if you're
sounds
gonna
so
play,
fun.
well, if you're gonna play like a realistic sports game, go outside and kick a ball, you know.
That's
But I
true.
guess if I was like running away from a dragon, like I'd probably be running pretty fast. And who knows, like maybe yeah, like it's a twofer where you're doing your exercise and you're playing a game. I always used to think that playing Witcher and like playing anything where you had to run from like A to B to get a quest, I was like, I wish that every time my character ran this 6 miles, then I would have the effects of what that would be. I'd be so fit.
Is that your superpower? That
That
would
is
be incredible if you had to
no,
pick.
my superpower is just being able to tell when the guy has had a haircut. That's it.
So during quarantine, not much superpower action going on.
No.
None of them are getting it done.
I know that I look at Zelda, I'm like, you need a haircut, but that's as far as it goes. It's a
No.
very mild superpower.
My roots are psychotic right now. Wait, why are you're just such a natural blonde?
You can
No,
see
yours
it.
look amazing. Look at this is the color of my shirt.
I am very fair. I've got fair skin, and you are very olive in your complexion. So yeah, that checks out.
I would trade it for your face and hair right now. It's not a cute dog look I have going on. Glenn says, Maude. Okay, Glenn really likes to ask food related questions. So there's 4 food related questions that Glenn likes to know. Yeah. The first one is, what's your favorite meal to have when you're feeling down or out of sorts? Pizza. You like pizza? I love what pizza. Kind? Just cheese?
Cheese and pineapple.
I don't eat cheese, so I can't judge anything about pizza. I duck too.
Yeah, cheese and pineapple. I also have like started ordering all around, supporting local businesses, but finding out like the best pizza. And I found one recently, and I don't know what they do to it, but it tastes like it's made with love because it is like so crispy on the outside and it is just delicious. But they've closed for quarantine, which is a bummer.
What? I thought you were just going to share it.
Closed, and then they'll open, and now they're closed again, maybe. But yeah, good pizza. I am a big fan of.
All right, the second one is your favorite breakfast food. Pizza.
Porridge.
Wait, what's porridge? That's oatmeal?
Yeah.
I've never tried it.
Porridge?
Never.
When it's really milky and you put a little bit of honey on it, oh, it's so good.
Really?
Yeah.
It just looks like nothing. So, I never tried it because it looks like nothing. Like,
I mean, it's like a orphan food for sure, where they like slop it in a bowl and call it a day. But if you make it good, like there's something about porridge which just feels like home, and it's just nice.
I like cinnamon, and I see people add that, so I want cinnamony porridge. No, that's not a good call.
Oh no, that could work if you like it.
You don't like cinnamon?
No.
No. Okay. Favorite dessert number 3.
Jelly Belly is cinnamon. And
what's cinnamon?
Jelly Bellies. Yeah, you have Jelly Bellies. And you're like, prickly pear, bubblegum, cinnamon.
Yeah, the cinnamon one does suck in that. I agree. Oh. Also, I have a very strange quality to me. This is maybe my fun fact that I should start using. I cannot eat cinnamon things without feeling like a little horny. All of a sudden, it's just like an immediate, I don't know, there's something about the cinnamon flavor. You know how they say like oysters are an aphrodisiac or whatever? I don't have any of that shit. But if I have cinnamon, so I have to be very careful because like if I'm chewing cinnamon gum.
You guys have Big Red, yeah.
No, like I remember in school being like, what? It's just like a little bit of a tingly thing going on. So maybe that's why I want some cinnamon in my porridge, start my day off right.
There you go. Pep in your step.
Favorite dessert? Obviously, you love cinnamon rolls.
I like ice cream, like a really nice vanilla bean ice cream. I'm still a sucker for like the rainbow flavor, which is just caramel. We've discovered.
Wait, what?
Yeah, rainbow flavor is just caramel ice cream.
No way.
Rainbow paddle pops, caramel. Yeah. So that's yum. I'm a big fan of that.
Learn something new every day. Favorite late night snack? This is the 4th part.
jelly beans, but I've overdosed on them again, which is good because when I crave them, I'll eat them so much that I know I don't feel like them for like a year. And I've hit that point. I bought 2 bags of Starburst jelly beans and I ate the first one in 3 days. And then it took me about 8 weeks to finish the second one. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm good for a while.
They're too inconsistent for me. I love pear and I love toasted marshmallow. And then none of the other ones stack up.
No, Jelly Bellies is like, it's kind of like a Birdie Bots where you're like, you can't just shove a whole bunch in and then you have to also look before you bite because it can wreck your day.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. I agree. I'm not into
if it's corn all of a sudden, I got to take a walk. Like,
Caesar says, Maude, what's your favorite video game/video game series of all time? And who's your favorite character, either from your favorite video game series or another series? I'm not cool enough to know. Is that Zelda from your dog?
Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what is that?
That's the Triforce?
No, but what is it? Is it a book?
Oh, no, it's a canvas. It's a canvas. That was a present from Alicia Malone a couple of years ago. Yeah, Legend of Zelda for me. Ocarina of Time was the game that made me a gamer. And I love the fact that the female princess doesn't need to be rescued. Yeah, the guy doesn't talk. It's great. It's such a good game.
Abe_X says, okay, first cue, Roxy. Oh, yeah, you'll remember this, Maude. Did Vegemite become part of your daily breakfast since you gave it a whirl on the Bushfire charity stream with Maude? Absolutely not. That was really hard for me. I'm not going to lie.
You loaded it up, though, and I was like, oh, I would halve that. And you're like, this is so bad. And
it looks like it will be fine, but then it's chocolate. Oh,
yeah.
Really, really bad. That was disgusting. Do you ever eat it for fun?
Yeah, on like toast all the time.
You do? Oh my God.
Some mornings I will crave it. I'm like, it's a savory kind of morning, and Vegemite on toast is so good.
Oh my God.
So good.
Oh, I'm just thinking about it right now. You know, when you're like
butter, you can't have it on its own. And I think that's the rookie mistake that a lot of people make. And you have to use it so sparingly. So even if you have you guys don't really have Crustkits here, do you? But like a great snack that I used to have in Australia was like buttered Crustkits with a little bit of Vegemite. Oh my God, I'm like salivating thinking about it.
I'm salivating, but not for the right reasons. You know, when you're like staring at a whiskey shot and you know you're about to taste it, you get that water in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's what's happening to me right now. Just like, oh no, it's coming. The second part of this though was, how are TikTok carers going? TikTok careers, your TikTok careers. It's on 2 different lines. Are you TikToking at all?
Yeah, one of the first things that I did. Well, I think I'd started an account because I uploaded a video that I did like in 2014, and someone says, "Oh my God, you're doing TikTok before TikTok," and it was like I'd hosted this event with Harry Shum Jr., who used to be on Glee, and he's
I know him. He's great, fantastic dancer, and he's awesome.
So in our downtime, like between hosting, we just decided to choreograph this little move, and I stumbled across it again, and I was like, oh, I'll just post it on Instagram. And someone was like, oh, this is like a TikTok thing. So I was like, oh, better put it on TikTok then, and then kind of forgot about it. But I've just been, it's a good time kill. It's just like another thing, but it's interesting to see the kind of people on there. And I kind of like it because it's more storytelling, because you've got Instagram, which is just like, and then Twitter's just like, and so this is a whole slew of different people that are using sort of like, some of them are using storytelling, some of them are just emulating, some of them are really savvy with how they're putting together their video content. And I've been enjoying it, but it'll start picking up your algorithm soon. And I've noticed since when I started, which was a lot of young, overtly sexual girls gyrating, I was like, no, I want somebody to get the children. And now it's more about exploring positivity and, actual mental health check-ins and body positivity and like all of this really cool stuff that I'm like, this is actually a really great platform when it's used in the right way.
I'm kind of loving it too. And I'm thank goodness it figured out who I am and what I want as opposed to what I didn't, because it was really hard at first. I was like,
boys going like, what are you doing?
I was watching teenagers put ice in their vaginas They were putting ice in their vaginas on TikTok. You don't see their vaginas, you see the ice cube and you see them put it down. And I was like, why would anybody think that I would like this? Why would anybody like this? Why is this allowed on the internet? Like,
Yeah.
and then it was slowly like, okay, here's what we're molding you to. And I like really funny things, stories. Yeah,
I laugh out loud during like
me
a
too.
lot of these. Yeah.
And I need that right now.
Account that I'm obsessed with at the moment. He gets drunk and goes on these massive rants about Harry Potter, and I'm so here for it. It's really funny.
Wait, do you know his name? I want to follow him.
Oh,
No,
really
we'll figure it out.
I'll let you know. It might take me a little bit too long to kind of open the app.
No, that's true. You'll text me about it or whatever. Yeah. Ben Rayner says, caffeine day, everything from tea to coffee. Sorry, Roxy, gotta have my coffee. I've never tried coffee before, so that's what that's
I'm
about.
a coffee every day girl.
I would be too if I tried it. I'm a tea 15. I have legitimately 7 cups of tea a day minimum. I am obsessed with tea and I'm scared.
Caffeine tea or?
Oh, she changes throughout the day, girl. She changes. We start with an Earl Grey in the morning typically, or an English breakfast. So a black tea that I've got to do. And then we switch to green throughout the day. And it kind of depends on what my vibe is for the kind of green, but it could just be more basic, or it's like something that's more earthy, more rice tones to it. And then towards the night, I switch to a red tea, a rooibos, caffeine free, and it helps with the sleepy times. I also like to throw a lemon tea in there, but only one a day because lemon can be very overpowering. So I know this is the important stuff you guys all need to know about me, my tea.
Well, I mean, I've got something that could change your life because I was an English breakfast every morning without fail, and then another one at 3:00 in the afternoon for my pickup. And I never started coffee until I started radio in Australia, and it was like, minimum 10-hour days, always on. It was a lot.
Right.
And the first couple of times I tried coffee, it was like too much. Like that caffeine was like too much of a hit, and now I'm like really, really good with it. But Roxy, it's something that you mentioned before, and I feel like we're all friends here now. If you have a coffee every morning, you'll be regular.
I know, that's what I hear, but that's making me kind of nervous because, like, I guess quarantine's a good time to try that, but I've been always nervous on a job, like, oh, let me try my first coffee. I think I would be in trouble because when she gets backed up, you don't want to see what happens when she gets released. Like, we're not coming out for days. So
yeah, I've got an espresso machine, which is a game changer because a lot of the people that have a coffee a day habit, you're talking like $5 a day. No, not me. It's like 70 cents for a little pod. I have it very milky because I grew up on flat whites in Australia. But game changer. But it's especially because I went to a naturopath because I would be sick all the time. And when I started this really demanding job, I would if someone sneezed in Japan, I would be sick for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And all because of the digestive system. And when you're not expelling, the bad parts of your food, it's waste. When you're not exiting waste, it stays in you. So you get sick. And so your immune system is constantly trying to battle poisons in your body that should be getting out, not in. And so that was his advice that the naturopath gave me. He goes, stop drinking tea. From today, stop drinking tea and drink coffee.
But I can't. How am I going to not have tea?
I think it was the fact that it probably was the black tea that was just more of a coagulant.
So maybe green tea is okay. I could stop with a kind of tea, but all the tea, it's like my whole life.
Yeah. No, I think the other teas are all going to be good. I think it's like what the caffeine does in coffee.
How do you feel about your teeth you have very white teeth, but how do you do that? I'm also scared about caffeine.
I got them whitened.
Oh, because it does do that. It does. You get coffee teeth. It's a whole thing.
But if you have your coffee, brush your teeth because it's in the morning anyway. I'm usually sometimes good about that.
My teeth are starting to get yellow too. There's this one thing I don't know why I did that.
Yeah,
one thing on TikTok. Yeah, I have been scared to do it because I don't want to. I did it. How'd it go?
Well, I paid a lot of money for it to be good. So
good. Damn, I'm jealous of that. Steven Sommers. Maude convinced Roxy to play D&D. Also, Maude, you still look early 20s to me. That's true. You do look very young. All of a sudden now I'm like obsessed with I want to do RPGs. I've never done anything. I want to do D&D. I like to play. I like to play things. And I've been talking to Joe Starr, who I want to playing things with. Emma Fife, Cameron Rice. I need help. I don't know what to
Ready?
do. What?
I'm going to Fungins you right now. I'm going to Fungins and Flagons you. Out of a human, an elf, or a human, an elf, or a dwarf, what race would you like to be?
What I think I am or what I like to be?
No, you're about to become someone completely different.
Oh, an elf.
Great. Is it a high elf, a wood elf, or a drow, which is an underground dark elf?
What's a high and what's a wood?
A high elf is in a citadel, a wood elf is in the forest, a drow is underground.
The forest one.
Wood elf, done.
Wood elf.
Are you a magic user? Are you more of like a sneaky rogue, or are you a warrior?
Sneaky.
You're a rogue, or are you an assassin? Or are you a ranger?
Assassin.
Great. What's your name?
Shilly.
Shilly. Yep. It's the first thing that comes to your head. Great. If you're an assassin, are you using 2 daggers, or are you a bow and arrow?
Bow and arrow.
Nice. Great. Bow and arrow. I'm trying to draw a bow and arrow, and I will not show you what I just drew. That was absolutely atrocious. What have you got any defining features? Maybe you have a scar somewhere. Maybe you have your bow and arrow, like your bow is a precious family heirloom that looks a particular way.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Yes. Roxy is not an assassin. Yes, she is now,
yes,
buddy.
yes, I am. And on my bow and arrow, there's like hidden messages all throughout, it's, like written in there. Yeah,
yes,
totally.
I love it. They're like golden runes where if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
say
yeah.
they light up and take effect.
That's what I
That's
mean, yeah.
cool. What is your absolute strength? Like, are you a mercenary that is like completely elite at killing? Are you do you have the trait that you can go invisible? Can you talk to
I
animals?
can go in and out with anybody noticing me in any situation.
Got it. So you're super stealthy.
So stealth.
All right. So it sounds like you're a really good thief.
Yeah, I'm an amazing thief.
Yeah. Okay. What is your absolute weakness? Maybe when you laugh, it actually reverberates and people can hear you, so you can't ever have someone be funny around you. Maybe.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. So loud laugh.
Yeah.
So you have to be super serious if you want to be good at your job. That's going to be really fun in a Fungins game, because every time you laugh, I'd be like, the enemy heard you. So you'd have to be like, you have to look like a turtle. Tell me about either your guild, the people that you run with in this like Assassin's Guild, or tell me about your family and why you've taken the life of crime.
Ooh, to avenge, obviously, my little sister's death. And now she was very poor and couldn't afford. Do elves need to afford healthcare? She did. She was very poor and couldn't afford what she needed to survive. And now I'm a Robin Hood type of take from the rich.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
What's your little sister's name?
It was Nincita.
Nincita. Oh, rest in peace, Nincita.
Oh, we miss you dearly.
Alrighty. So your goal in life is to kill capitalism?
Yes. Yeah. It's going
down with the patriarchy.
Shilly hates capitalism.
Okay.
This one's for you, Nincita.
Alrighty. So what I would do in this situation, I would put you in with 2 other people. I'm guessing either like an orc warrior and maybe a dwarf shaman, or like a dwarf sort of like magic user. But while you're going into your quest, I would probably put you in a tavern where a quest was on the quest board, and you guys would figure out where this particular heirloom from a really, really rich let's say prospector, the mayor of the town, who's been overtaxing, has this very, very incredibly multifaceted gem that is worth a lot of money, and it's been taken. And so he's hiring you for a modest fee to retrieve this heirloom. And then along the way, we would probably find you'd probably find out that Nincita was actually killed, and you would run across her.
Wow.
killer and see what you would do
Reveal.
with that. And we would also figure out whether you would give the gemstone back to your patron in a way, or what you would do with that particular gemstone. But we would also we'd explore what the runes on your bow did. And
So what do they do? We don't know yet.
and you'd be put in many compromising positions, whether it's easier just to kill someone or let them live. And so your moral compass would be constantly challenged.
I do feel guilt. I know that.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Wow.
You've
Wait,
been RPG'd.
how did you
Hi, Shilly.
you're a game master. That's what it's called, or did I make that up?
Yeah, it's a game master or a dungeon master. Usually Dungeons and Dragons is a dungeon master. But when I play, I'm the moderator, bitch.
Damn. It was so good. I just want to play. I want to be Shilly. I am her.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys, thank you for supporting me in all of my future endeavors as Shilly. Nincita, I'll never forget you.
And if you rolled a 1 when you were trying to cast something on the rune on your bow, I would probably have your bow crack. So you would have to go somewhere to try and get it repaired professionally. And who knows, maybe the guy fixing your bow is a bit of a babe.
Whoa. Shilly with a babe.
Yeah.
She didn't even know what to do. She'd been so stealth for so long. Now somebody notices her.
Not being seen, but now someone really sees her.
Who is he?
Roland.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Keep rolling. All right, I'm still with you guys, I swear. Weston, I see you. He says, loving the strong Aussie vibes that are radiating from this show today. Speaking of Aussie vibes, and as a fan of all three ladies, are we closer to seeing Alana on this show too after Trisha and now the awesome Maude have been on? Well, Trisha's not an Aussie. But Alana,
you had Alana on Power Up, so I guess.
Alana. The first time I met her was at the thing that we did. What was it called? The Australia benefit that we did. Whatever.
Yeah, in January.
Yeah, that was the first time I met her, and she was great. Everybody there was awesome. Isn't it crazy to think that that time
that was the worst thing that happened?
Yeah, that was the worst, and the whole world was like trying to band together to help. And now nobody can help fucking anybody. Everybody's like, you got to try to help yourself. It's insane.
Koalas, yeah.
Crazy. Seb X says, oh no, I did. I think that was the TikTok. Glenn says, Maude, what's been your favorite travel destination to visit and spend time for work purposes, and your favorite travel destination for vacation?
I had a twofer. I had a junket in Barcelona and extended my trip. And that was
what was the junket? You remember?
Yeah, Turbo.
So random. Wow.
Animated Fast Snail movie with Ryan Reynolds and Snoop Dogg. Yeah, they sent us to Barcelona for that one. And it was one of my favorite trips that I'd ever taken. And I think I ended up being there for about 5 days instead of the 2. Oh, it was great. I love Barcelona, and I'm desperate to get back and travel more of Spain. Yeah.
I was talking about this legitimately yesterday on the show, that my sister called me and was like, hey, I really want to go to Barcelona with you. How do we make it happen? And I was like, I think we are over a year away from being able to make that happen.
Yeah.
That's being realistic.
The deciding part, especially for me, the international travel block.
You travel constantly for work, I feel like. I mean, you're like Miss Junket. I always am seeing you in Hawaii or Spain, wherever. You're all over the place. England.
And that has shut down. I have no idea when that'll get back. When actual movie studios will have a budget to like send journalists somewhere for a movie. Yeah, right.
What do you think?
That's a thing of the past.
You think that never again, or you think a couple years? What do you legit think?
A couple of years. I think that the movie economy has just taken such a hit, that they're really going to have to be more careful about marketing.
What are you thinking in terms of movies when we're actually going to see them in theaters again? Like, do you think my barometer right now is Wonder Woman? It's supposed to be in August. Do you think we're going to get it?
Well, we're supposed to have New Mutants in August as well. I'm very apprehensive about it all. I can't believe that Trolls was the thing that kind of like proved VOD had
potential.
A capacity there. I don't know if cinemas are ever going to be as good as they were. Like, I don't think that they'll bounce back to 100%. maybe ever.
You
Because
mean legitimately ever? Like 10 years from now, you still think?
we've just seen such a pivot with how we are consuming content now. And it's more and more just making us not leave home. Maybe it'll be like a treat and it could bounce back. I don't know. It's like really interesting. Strange times. But to forecast sort of like movie watching, it was already dipping down before.
Right. That's true.
leading up to this. And I'm just wondering if this is like the straw that broke them.
Are you right now? You said you're busier than you've ever been, and I think that that's amazing and also crazy to hear. I feel like I'm slammed right now too, but I still constantly every day I'm feeling so fucking nervous. Like this could all fall out tomorrow. That every one of my gigs could fold. Like I'm just constantly thinking, what do I do? What's the next thing? How do I prep? Are you feeling fear right now at all, or are you just feeling like I've got this? This is solid.
No, when you freelance for as long as I have, no, that's just a constant state. So it's just been nullified for me. Like, yeah, I understand going into anything, any project. Gosh, even if you sign the contract, you don't have the job, you know.
Yeah.
It can disappear all the time. I've had the best things and the worst things happen in terms of getting jobs. So no, I don't feel like it's any different. I think that if I was an actor, it would be a lot more different for me. I have friends that have gotten roles and jobs and they're just trying to figure out when they can actually go on set to do it. But as far as like hosting goes, I don't think it's going to take as big of a hit.
Do you think that more people, even when quarantine is up, even when we're allowed to go, that more of the hosting jobs are going to be done from home now because they know that we can? That might save them time, money, energy.
Yeah, which makes me actually a little bit fearful for crews because like I am now not just a host, but I am hair and makeup, I'm lighting, I'm audio technician, I'm, videographer, I'm doing all of these things. And it's like the crew that we had to do Fresh Daily was like a team of about 18 plus people.
No way. Wow.
So, and they've been pretty good about trying to keep as many jobs active as possible. Like I still have a wardrobe department that will send clothes each week to wear. But
well, that's pretty great. The things that they can do.
Yeah. But then there's other ones where it's like, we can't send over the set director. I had to talk to him over a phone. Every time there's a tech problem, it's all up to me. And my God, I have made every tech error from full room on a card to a microphone would fall into my shirt. And so all the audio was distorted. You name it. It's fucked up on me. So,
how are you getting them footage right now? Are you just Dropboxing? Like, you're just uploading it to them. Yeah. Wow.
They bumped up my internet, which was nice because my internet was chugging along at a very dismal rate because I had to upload like big files. Yeah, and they wouldn't upload until sort of like 3 a.m, and then I'd wake up and realize it didn't upload properly.
Yeah, and then you have to start again.
Yeah.
Everybody's having an internet issue right now, including I've had to buy 2 different hotspots just in case when the line goes down and the Ethernet's like the whole freaking thing. But speaking of your Quibi job, I don't know how much you can talk about this, but Nathan says, what do you think of the future of Quibi?
I think it's a no-brainer to talk about the fact that this platform was launched at probably the most devastating time. It was a platform that was supposed to be short-form content that was watched on your phone only. And this was supposed to be content for people, on a commute or
on the go.
Exactly, where they've got 10 minutes whilst out and about waiting where they can watch this. No one is out and about. No one's commuting. No one's waiting in a queue. Everyone is at home with 12 plus hours a day to kill wanting to watch TV. And so I think by pushing through the launch, they quickly are trying to adapt to be able to watch on TV. But I think that has really impacted because the big sell for it is that you could watch like seamlessly go from landscape to vertical to horizontal.
Right.
So they stitched together both ways so that, you didn't have the big gaps. And it was technically a really, really great platform on the phone, but yeah, they're trying to rush it out to be able to pop it on
I
TV.
feel like they're very invested in making it work, though. I mean, they have obviously spent so much money on this platform, and it is such a great idea that if we can push through this quarantine time and people are on the go again, I really believe in what Quibi is doing, and it. Nobody could have seen this coming. Like nobody could have seen this
and
coming.
I
This
think
is
that
crazy.
even when it started, they were like, "Oh, it'll only be. We just have to, plan for the next 2 months. Oh, we just have to plan for the next 4. Oh, this is actually lasting a considerable amount of time." So it's just about adjusting. But with technology and with platforms like this that are incredibly expensive, you can't click your fingers and make the change.
The 3 months for free thing, I think, is so smart because no harm, no foul for people who want to sign up and see, just check it out like that. And you have months to do so. So I
A lot
love
of places
that.
only have 7 days. You get 7 days to test it out, and then you're like, "Oh, whoops!" And you only remember because you've been charged. But 3
Yeah.
months, yeah,
3 months. It's
I don't think we've. It's I think the max I've seen for that is a month free.
Me too. Me too. And I think that when you really believe in your content, you're like, no, we believe that after, 3 months, are you guys with us? You're going to still want way more. So, good question though, Nathan. And thanks for answering that, Maude. Mayra M says, Trolls was a fluke because of desperate parents. What do you think about that, Maude? You do think so?
Totally.
I don't know what the fuck it's like to be a parent right now, but I do know that anything that anybody put in, I would be like, yes, watch TV, go do like anything.
Yeah.
Anything. It's hard enough to be with yourself all day, but to be with kids, oh my God. Glenn in here, and I know we have to get out of here really soon, so just a couple more things. Glenn said, car-related questions for you. He has car-related questions. He wants to know, what's the first car you ever bought on your own?
Yeah.
And also
my first car I ever had.
What'd you say?
Ain't nobody buying me cars. Like I borrowed my money from my older brother who decided to charge me interest so that he could teach me a lesson about money.
Did it work?
Yes, but I'm not telling him that. Also, ouch. But anyway, I bought a Ford Festiva as my first car, Frankie the Ford Festiva.
Frankie.
But I'm not really necessarily like a nice car person. I'm a car goes A to B person,
Yeah, I hear that. But the second part is dream car. Do you have if you had just like all of the money on the entire planet, is there a car you would want?
I used to like a particular Audi. But I had like a phase when I first bought my car because I was obviously studying cars and good mileage and better and safer brands. What are they called? Types and models. I got really, really into it for a hot second. And yeah, sorry, Glenn, I don't really care about cars. I've got a friend of mine who just bought a really, really nice car and he posts about it all the time. And I'm just like,
oh, I can't deal with that when people post about their car all the time. I'm like,
I'm happy for you, but he goes, if I showed up to a date with you with this car, you wouldn't even come outside, would you? And I'm like, probably not.
All right, another one. Glenn, you're killing it right now. He says this was a super fun show. 2 thumbs up. Last question of the day is, Maude, if you could pick any special ability or superpower, what would it be? So you already said what yours is. Obviously, knowing when men got haircuts is very important.
Not women, just men.
One.
Yeah.
Look at Geekbomb showing up.
I said Festiva. Oh, yeah. Nathan said, do you mean Fiesta? And I'm like, no, we had something called the Ford Festiva in Australia. Just like we had rice bubbles and we have wheat bix. We have things that have different names.
And your names are always cooler. Everything you guys say is cooler.
Is it called Bucephalus? Haha, inside joke. That's a Tesla. I don't have a name for... I haven't named my last couple of cars because they've been leases and I don't really want to get attached. But I know that the car that I had after little Frankie was Lucy because my number plate was 666 and it was short for
Lucifer.
Yeah. I was like little blue Lucy. And that's still in the family. I sold that car to my other brother for undervalued and no interest charged, like a good person should. These ones. This is basically like my soccer mum car. I've got another Hyundai at the moment. Yeah, I say Hyundai.
But what is your special ability? Is it to know all the car stuff?
No. My special ability? No, I want my superpower to be teleportation.
That's mine. It's mine. It's the best one.
Power of persuasion, like mind.
No, Maude, you don't even know what you just did. Oh, she's opened a can of worms. This is the problem. This is what I say on the show. This has started a year ago, maybe 2, when Christian Harloff told me. Yeah, it did. Christian Harloff told me that power of persuasion was what he wanted to be his superpower. And I said, only evil villains pick that. That is a villain power. That is not a superhero power.
Any power you can go both ways.
That's what he said, but we have gone back and forth on this. I'm telling you.
You are taking choice away from someone.
You are.
You're playing judge.
Even if you're a good Kilgrave, you're still a freaking Kilgrave. Like there's no teleportation really can be used for good, but even if you're making people fall in love, like that's still not good. No, Maude.
I would use it to stop the Karens of the world. Actually, maybe you should be doing some research on this topic, or maybe you should be listening to the scientific experts.
Yeah, but still, we need those people. We need them.
No, they're the ones that voted.
But they're the ones who make you look better. You stand out.
But that's a selfish thing.
Yes, but it's better than making somebody do something that they cannot and don't want to do. We need balance in the world. And you can't persuade people to be who they're not. It's evil. I see you.
It's not. It's that you're making it black and white, and I feel it's a little more gray than that.
All right.
It's on Western anyway. Good.
Even with that face now, I'm telling you, it's a villainous thing. You guys know how I feel. The power of persuasion is only meant for one thing, and it's for villains. You have to stick with teleportation. Take it back.
That's always been my first one.
All right. Well,
it's always been my first one, teleportation. And then it used to be
wow, they stand with you?
Like,
gosh, on my own show, they stand with you. Zeno stands with you. Weston says that Darth Maude is correct. I don't know. Maude is a villain. Ace. Wow. Throwing shots right now. Slytherin side coming out.
You have a little bit of a Slytherin side.
Me too.
But this isn't the greater good. This is, I guess it's a little bit the greater good, huh?
Yeah. We have to be careful with our Slytherin sides when they come out. This is how I feel like my eyes have been all show. You picking characters for me? Like, what is this that I'm doing? I look like a cray.
This is where I would use it and be like, Roxy, you look fantastic. You look great.
Yeah, but that's not good for me to think that this is an okay look. I need to know better and otherwise.
No, I think it's more
that's how it works.
It's critical.
Maude, you are freaking amazing, regardless of your power of persuasion interests. Where can everybody, you've got so many things going on, but I know we've talked a little bit about them, but where can they find everything? What's everything you're doing?
Monday to Friday, you can catch the show fresh daily on Quibi if you have the app. On Geekbomb every Friday from that's on Trisha's Twitch channel at 4:00 PT. We do Power Up, but all the videos are available on Geekbomb throughout the week. We have video on demand there, and we've also got it in podcast form if you search Geekbomb. And then Wednesdays at 5 p.m. PT on Nerdist's YouTube channel, I do book club, and then we do an after show on Geekbomb's Discord, which is a Patreon perk.
Yeah. Damn, girl, you're a little busy. A little bit busy during this time. Everybody has all their free time to power persuade people. You do not.
Maybe I need to look in the mirror and be like, learn to say no, Maude.
What just happened to you after that?
It took over. It took effect, yeah.
Maude Garrett, everybody, yay! A round of applause for her. We've got an awesome week ahead coming up. A little bit of housekeeping. I don't know why it's called housekeeping when you go over whatever. Alex Marzonia coming on tomorrow talking about his new single, which I can't wait for. And then Alex and Molly Damon coming on Wednesday. We'll, of course, be talking all things Star Wars and seeing why she didn't want to be on my team. It's fine. No hard feelings. Ben Goddard on Thursday and the rest to be announced. Maude, thank you so much for being here again. I'm glad that you weren't ditching my text messages.
Yeah, I'm so glad that got sorted because that was quite painful to hear that it's like,
it was
for me, you're like, you wow, she's just like not really ever texting back. And I'm here like, just reach out, girl. Like, also, here's a little fun confession.
What is it?
Obviously, like, you know, I've been on some dating apps from time to time.
During quarantine?
Yeah, quarantine is quite boring and I feel a little bit self-worthy, so I don't go on it so much. But someone that keeps popping up on one of mine was recently a guest of yours, and I thought that was hilarious.
I have to try to think of who it was.
I still can't wink. What if I power persuaded me to be able to wink? Would I then be able to do it, or would I just think that I would be able to?
I kind of think you did just wink. No, not now, but when you were like, you leaned back and you did. Like, it was just kind of a little. If I had to guess, I think I know who it was. Any interest? No? Yes?
I think that's just the reason why I want the power of persuasion is to. It's the only way it's going to happen for me, Roxy.
No way. It's not true. You could literally be with any and all and any that you wanted. All right.
Wink or a stroke. That's a good game when you're playing with me. Is it a wink or a stroke?
That's the least fun game I've ever heard of. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Do your best. Drink coffee. Shit your brains out. You know.
Hey, just have one and let me know how it goes. Give me the play-by-play.
I don't know that I can. What am I going to do? My first cup of coffee ever? I'm going to make it and I'm going to drink it by myself? Yeah. No. Lame. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.